Hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's Sky Sports Golf podcast. I hope you're all well. We had a fantastic weekend of golf, especially in Abu Dhabi, where there was a great finish.
Tyrrell Hatton banks the HSBC. It's Rolex Series number 4. And the top 5 in the world rankings back in.
As Ewan said there, Rolex win number 4. I mean, it's worth 1 thumbs up. I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up. Tyrrell Hatton, phoning in from Dubai. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm not too bad. Look, we're just about 24 hours past yesterday's win. Has it sunk in yet? How are you reflecting on it?
I guess not. I mean, it still feels surreal. It doesn't feel like that I've won the tournament. It's pretty crazy, really. It was obviously a very special round of golf and one that I'm very proud of, but at the same time, very surreal.
A few drinks after?
Yes, but actually not as many as previous tournaments that we've won. It was actually quite sensible last night. Emily, my fiance, she was on an early flight this morning back to the UK. So we were getting a car from Abu Dhabi to Dubai. We ended up we arrived at the hotel, I think, at 1:45 in the morning, which is obviously late, but I'd only had 3 pints of beer. So it wasn't, considering I finished the media stuff around, I want to say 6:30-ish, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't too much carnage. I left that to my caddy, Michael.
We'll come on to Mick a bit later on, actually. You had the highest of highs there in Abu Dhabi, and then Liverpool go and kick you in the stomach a bit later on, hey?
I know, disgusting, and the fact that my manager's a United fan just makes it even worse. So we were actually in the bar where the football was on, so we caught the last 20 minutes. Not great viewing, sadly.
Don't worry, mate. You'll be all right. You still got the Premier League title from last year.
You know what?
I know. Danny.
The good thing
Danny's
is
in
we
the
actually
background there, giving it that.
Yeah, he actually is. But I look at the positives. We actually scored 2 goals last night, which is more than we did in previous games.
Oh dear, good to see the positives and things. Tyrrell, we've had quite a few tweets come in for you, and this first one, which is something. Look, it was a hit over the weekend from the European Tour. This is from Rob Ashfield. Rob said, enjoyed both his performance in the Angry Golfers video and then his winning performance over the weekend. Did he find using the thumb useful over the weekend?
I think it was, well, we did the filming on Tuesday night, so I guess the thumbs up was ingrained in my mind, which is why it made an appearance on Thursday's round and I guess on Saturday's round. But I guess for me over the weekend, I'm really happy with how I sort of controlled my emotions. As we know, that can sometimes get the better of me, but I feel this weekend especially, I did a good job of maintaining a fairly level head.
Hey Tyrrell, don't change. No one wants you to change. Please stay angry. We like that. You wouldn't be the same person without it. So stick with it.
Oh.
Tyrrell, genuinely, out of that rabble who did that video, who is the angriest out of that lot?
That's a tough question.
Matt Wallace, surely it's got to be in line.
But I mean, I'm going to say myself.
Are you? That's a bold call.
Yeah.
Jesus,
It's
that is very diplomatic of you.
What the cameras don't see sometimes, is better left unsaid.
Good answer. Very good answer. As I said
When
there at
you're
the
not
top,
playing well, there's not a camera in sight.
Very good. Very good. As I said at the top, fourth Rolex swing for you, Tyrrell.
Yeah.
What is it about the Rolex events, apart from the money, that makes you perform so well in them?
I don't know. I mean, I literally don't treat any event any differently. With the majors, WGCs, European Tour events, PGA Tour events. I keep my routine very similar. So I don't change my practice routine in the build up to those events. So it's just golf's a funny game. Like you try your best every single week, and see some weeks work out better than others. I guess for me, I've been quite fortunate that my good weeks have fallen on some really big events, and to have those events on my CV, I'm over the moon with that, and hoping that I can give myself many more opportunities to win big events in the future.
We'll see a bit of your action in just a moment. I read before this week you said you've been working on your long game in the off season. What particularly with it have you been working on?
Nothing different. Like I've said before, working with my dad, we haven't really changed my golf swing since I was 14, 15 years old. And just before coming out I was in Dubai for a week's practice before Abu Dhabi. And just before flying out there, doing a bit of work with my dad, we noticed that my takeaway wasn't where it needed to be. So it was just kind of training myself to get the feeling of where it needs to be and getting comfortable with that. And I'd put in some good work over that week in Dubai, and I was hitting the ball really well on the range, which is very unusual for me. I'm normally the worst range player ever. I absolutely dog it, but I hate it. I'd rather just be out on the golf course. But the swing felt really good, and so I was just kind of hoping that I could take that out when I'm playing in tournaments. And I'm sitting here now, obviously very thankful that I managed to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to see a bit of, excuse me, we're going to see a bit of your action now from Sunday. I mean, your all-round game looks great, Tyrrell. Before the round started, what was your tactics? Was it just to go out and attack the course?
Well, it was. I felt pretty confident. The warm-up on the range. So Danny, my manager, he's a PGA qualified pro, and like we've worked together for I'd say maybe 5 or 6 years now. So he knows my swing really good. I was hitting a few shots right, and I just asked him to check my ball position because it's such a vital thing, and I was just having it a little bit too far back in my stance. So on the range on Sunday, I just moved the ball forward, and I started hitting it good, and I just took that out on the golf course and just had to trust it. And so once I got out there, it was just kind of managing my emotions, trusting, even though the ball felt a little bit far forward, just trusting it and trying to make a good swing. And it was tough conditions. Like the wind really picked up. Not easy to play in. I think like one of the shots just to see there, the wedge into 13 it was 123 yards, and a normal wedge for me is 140. So I'm trying to flight it a little bit, and there was only a few yards past it, and you need a little bit of luck in those situations to kind of get a bit of a gust and to make sure the ball doesn't go too far. I guess luck was on my side yesterday.
Ah, it was more than that. Give me that, Tyrrell, that luck. Look, I've said this many times, and then there's plenty of people say your putting is just ridiculous sometimes. That putt on 10, you said to Tim Barter afterwards, I think was a clutch moment in that round.
Yeah, that was huge. I mean, going back to the luck thing, I mean, that putt was going 8-9 foot past, I would say, and thankfully the hole got in the way, and that really kind of kept momentum going for me. On another day, that putt easily misses, and you've got that 8-9 foot putt coming back for par, and again you can miss that, and all of a sudden it's a 2-shot swing, and especially with Rory going on to make birdie is a well, would it be still a 2-shot swing? Sorry, but it's kind of get mixed up there. But you need those certain points in the round to go your way, and I would say I was fortunate again on 11. We saw Tommy and Mark in the group in front in the bunker, and I'd hit it in the bunker the previous day. So we went with 3-wood, and I blocked it, and it's pitched in the sort of hard pan of the bunker, and that we'd seen a few balls actually plug when it had done that earlier in the week. So for my ball to bounce out of the bunker and go into the rough, again, I'd say like that's another big sort of bit of fortune that went my way.
You're now number 5 in the world, Tyrrell. 5 in the world. It's ridiculous. You've overtaken Rory, Xander, players like that. I read today you're actually not that desperate to be world number 1. It's not a thing that's been kind of on your agenda too much. Why is that?
So I mean, it's never really been a goal that I've set myself. It might sound weird. I don't want it to come across in a way of lacking ambition and stuff like that, but it's just never something that I've thought of. I look at the world rankings now, and I have to pinch myself that that's me actually there. It seems crazy, to be honest, but and like I said earlier, like I treat every tournament the same. Like I go there and I give it my best, and been fortunate to play some really good golf, and with doing that, the world rankings take care of itself. So it's not something that I'm ever well, I'd say recently it's not something that I've been worried about. A few years ago, when I had a not so great season and I was falling down the rankings, and I was worried about not getting into the Masters the following year, and we ended up going on to win Turkey in the Turkish Airlines Open in the November, which kind of secured my spot again. But I'd say that was the only time, and since I broke inside the top 50 in the world rankings after winning the Dunhill in 2016, that I was actually worried about where my world ranking was. So obviously I didn't want to miss out on the Masters. Once you've experienced it, you want to keep going back every year.
You don't get any trophies of being world number 1 as well, Tyrrell.
I mean, it's not much. Pretty cool to have, but
I mean, also you've had a great run, Tyrrell. 4 wins in 15 months. Incredible. Arnold Palmer and the Rolex events as well. Is a big part of that due to the fact you haven't been injured. You had that wrist operation in November of 2019. Since then, you've been injury free. I mean, that must be a big weight off your mind.
Yeah, definitely. Just being able to practice how I want to practice. Going out onto the range and starting out with the lob wedge, and just even hitting the 30-yard shot was brutal. Like, I wanted to take my right hand off the club, and it didn't really settle down till most of the time till I got past 6 iron. That's not a nice feeling to have, and I basically struggled with that from my first appearance in 2017. It's actually where I hurt my wrist in the first place when the par 3 tournament got cancelled. I was walking off the course and I slipped on the pine straw and landed funny on my wrist. So from that moment to the wrist surgery, I kind of, in amongst having 3 steroid injections in my wrist to try and take away the pain, which you can't keep doing. It is not a nice feeling to have. So for the wrist surgery to go well, I started going to the gym beginning of last year, and which is something that I hadn't really done previously. Working with a team that travelled with me to tournaments throughout last year when they were able to, with the lockdown that we had. So I put in more work last year than I had done in previous years, and it's been nice to see the rewards of that.
Yeah, plenty of rewards to come your way. Right, let's have another tweet from someone. I mean, fingers crossed we're going to have all 4 majors this year. It would be nice to see on the calendar. At Scott's84 said, I can see him winning a major this year. Does he believe he can push on and do it this year when playing against DJ Koepka and Rahm, battling against him on the back 9 on a Sunday, or is he not putting that pressure on himself? #come on Hatton.
Well, look, everyone who's a pro, they want to win majors in their career, and I'm definitely no different from that. I think that I haven't given myself the opportunity on a Sunday to try and win one as of yet, and hopefully, if I'm able to put myself in that position, then I can keep calm and give myself the best chance possible. I think whoever you're going up against on Sunday, whether it be in a European Tour event, a PGA Tour event, a WGC or a major, everyone's world-class golfers. Everyone's equal on their day. Anyone can beat anyone. I don't feel like you should be scared of anyone. You have to trust yourself, and obviously in golf you can only control your golf ball. Everything else it just happens, and so you can't get too worked up about what other people are doing. You just have to keep trying your best, and that's the way that I kind of look at it.
And slightly later in the year, Ryder Cup. I mean, you're in the team, Tyrrell. Don't worry, you're in the team. I mean, you're a big part of 2018 as well, the Golf National. How much are you looking forward to being part of Paul Drake's team and that atmosphere, hopefully with fans, again at Whistler Straits?
Yeah, I said earlier in Abu Dhabi that I really want to be in the team at Whistling Straits later this year, and winning yesterday is a huge step forward to making that team, which is great. But there's obviously so much golf to be played between now and then, and hoping that I can kind of secure my spot on the team as soon as possible. In Paris, it was like the best golfing experience of my life, to be honest. To be a part of a team which we don't experience ever as golfers, because it's mainly just individual. I love that team atmosphere, and playing in front of the home fans was, again, just that atmosphere that we don't really get to experience too often, even though we generally have fans before the pandemic. It just had a different buzz. It was more of like almost felt like you're at a football game kind of thing. So again, as a golfer, to experience that was just incredible. Although I imagine playing a Ryder Cup away in the States will be a very different experience in terms of that atmosphere and how it's directed. But if I'm there, then hopefully I'm able to play well and help the team, because at the end of the day, that's what you're there to do.
Tell you what, I'd like you and Matt Wallace mic'd up in a 4-ball, please. That would be some lovely two angry golfers.
Would there be a 10-15 second delay to maybe edit out some beeps?
Minutes.
Put in some beeps when needed.
I think there might have to be, yeah. Look, let's come on to, I mentioned him earlier, Mick, your caddy. Look, tell us your relationship with him, because, you seem to get on well. Look, let's say you do have a tiny outburst on the course. What's the kind of thing he do? Does he say nothing, or does he just tell you to shut up and get on with it?
A bit of both, actually. It depends how much, I guess, it's irritating him. He'll tell me to shut up, or he won't say anything. He generally says that I'm a pussycat compared to some people that he's caddied for. So I don't know if that's a compliment or what, but Mick's got plenty of experience, and I've loved working with him since British Masters in 2019. That was our first event together, and we've obviously been on an amazing run since then. The great thing about Mick is, with all his experience, like, he's not scared of potentially making a mistake. Like, he'll say what he thinks. So if we're in between clubs, he will just give his honest opinion, and he'll just, I think, if we say we're in between 8-iron or 7-iron, he'll be like, well, I think it's 8-iron. It looks like it could come out a little bit hotter out of the rough. So I think that's the best thing. But he would calculate everything with, like, where the pin is, like where your miss kind of should be. So if it's a back pin, he's not often going to give a club that's going to go beyond that. You might be 15, 20 feet short, but you'd rather have that length birdie putt than be chipping from 10 yards over the back kind of thing. So he's not scared to make a mistake. And then obviously with that info, I have to then try and hit a good golf shot. So, but no, it's been great, and I hope our relationship continues for a long time.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. A couple of questions left, and I mean, this penultimate one's quite a serious question, and it's a tweet as well. This comes from, I think it's from Neil Nightingale on Twitter. He goes, "Ask him if he enjoyed the chocolate bar Mick gave him yesterday. So, is this like a Lion bar?" You said, "I need answers." Now, I heard this as well, Tyrrell. The mic picked this up. I noted this down. This is probably the most important question of the whole interview. So, what were you eating?
I'll actually show you. So I've got the bag here that I'd put in. So I didn't say, "Is this like a Lion bar?" I said, "This is like a Lion," because I've eaten quite a few of them now. You can see that.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Cool. Other chocolate bars are available.
So it's a protein bar from Connecticut, and so I generally I've got a cola flavored gel that I have from them on, like, I generally take it around the 13th or 14th hole, and I'll have a bar as well. So that's like my little routine going at the moment.
Anything like a Lion bar always wins, I think.
Oh yeah, it's very good,
I reckon. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, chocolate's a big discussion on this podcast, by the way, Tyrrell. A massive chat. So probably more so than the golf. Oh dear. Right, last question, Tyrrell, and I'll let you go. What's the plans going forward for 2021? You're playing this week, playing Saudi. Is it then PGA Tour and the majors for the rest of the year?
So we play Desert Classic this week, then we go to Saudi next week, and then flying straight out to the US. So I have 2 weeks off. We've actually just in the process of buying a place in Orlando, which is, that's exciting. So it'd be nice to get out there and kind of get settled in. And then it's just kind of start the Florida swing with the WGC that's just been moved from Mexico I think it's called the Concession Golf Course that it's been moved to.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll play there, play Bay Hill and the Players. Have a week off, play the match play, week off, Masters, Heritage, Zurich. So it's a good run there. I'm looking forward to Zurich. I'm playing with Danny Willett, so we'll enjoy that week for sure.
Excellent. I was going to ask who you're going to play with Zurich. That's always a really good event. I've done Zurich a few times. It's a lot of fun. That's a very fun week. And New Orleans can have a good time as well, Tyrrell. So
looking forward to it.
Good city. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Look, Tyrrell, I'll let you go because it's night time there in Dubai. I just want to say thanks very much. Everyone won't know the slight issues we had before we started recording this, but just honestly, thanks for your patience. It's really appreciated, and good luck for the rest of the season as well.
Well, actually, thank you for your patience because you allowed me to have dinner quickly for 20 minutes. No, it was good talking to you, and hopefully I'll speak to you soon.